Hey everybody, chat with nobody else's auto, 7:30 Sunday evening time for some Sunday night live chat. More fun and shenanigans ready to go this evening. Let's see who's here. Pete's on, Buick Man's here, ready to go. Dad's on, Jim Petty's here with us. Alan's here. And it looks like we are connecting on Facebook. We'll see how well that works tonight. That's kind of a crapshoot about every week anymore. So, excuse me. Let's see. What's been happening? Lots of stuff to talk about tonight. Frank's here with us. Glad Frank made it. Kevin L's here. As always, a little bit of housekeeping. Once again, I have turned it on to where you have to be a subscriber to comment. So if you're not, you have to be a subscriber for at least 5 minutes for it to let you comment, trying to keep some of the trolls under control. We do have some on here. We got Kevin and Pete helping us out with them, but we still deal with it occasionally. Ryan's here with us on Facebook. Scott's here with us on Facebook. So apparently it's going to cooperate tonight. That's a win. There's Kevin. Kevin's here with us. Tony Napoli's on. Lee from New York. Levi's here. Kenny Peterson made it. Bill Wagaman. He throwing sparks. Austin made it. Glad you guys are all here and ready to go tonight. As always, please double check your autocorrect before you hit send on your comment. I try to catch most of the comments, but if I can't understand it, I have to skip it. There's the Nut Farm. Jeff from Ottawa. Scott. Charles made it tonight. David W. Joe's here with us on Facebook. If you're on the Nobody Show page on Facebook, however, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto pages. And it looks like Facebook just died on us. Not sure what happened there with Facebook, but it just went. All right, I'll set it back up here in just a second. Let me start working on it for these guys on Facebook. Let's see. Bill Disk made it. Got his cookies. That's awesome. Mark's here with us. Let me see if I can get this live to go real quick here for these guys on Facebook. Mark made it. Nate's here. All right, let's see here. Bear with me just a second. These guys were just jumping on Facebook. It was starting to work. Let's see if it'll go again. All right, let's get caught back up here. Big Job made it tonight. Hopefully I've caught everybody. Tractor Mike made it. Brian Dispatch. You are part of the Nobody's Club, Brian. If you want to get on the Nobody's page, you can get on there too to keep up with what everybody's got going. Let's see. I reset Facebook. We'll see if it works. Anyway, Nobody's Show page, if it's going on Facebook, which who knows. I can't see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page when it works. So, but I can't see those comments. It needs to be the Nobody Else's Auto page or the Nobody Show page on Facebook to comment. We're dealing with ads. There's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. There's Waycamp. Mike from Texas is here. Great crowd hopping on tonight. We'll see if things progress on Facebook. Who knows? So anyway, Ryan and Amy just jumped over. I just reset it, so we'll see if it's going to work or not. Got a new car coverage convertible. That's always good. All right. We'll see if this thing's going to work or not. Who knows? Greg from Glasgow stopped by with his little Tempest wagon. No comments on Facebook yet, so we'll see what it's going to do. Who knows? All right. Let's go ahead and get roving. Let's see what's going on the Nobody's page, actually. Let's see. Let's check out the Nobody's page. Henry from Kentucky's here with us. You new with us, Henry? Austin, where are you at, Austin? You says you're rolling home in a 71 Suburban. Are you home yet? So Henry is new. Welcome, Henry. Glad you made it. Oh yeah, that's actually an old video, Brian. I didn't post it that long ago, but I shot it a long time ago. I think I've got that 69 wagon in some other videos. Austin's in Kansas City, so you're rolling home right now. Are you driving the Suburban? What's my new car, Levi? I'm not sure. I buy cars all the time, so Matt's here with us. Okay, so Austin is rolling in the 71 Suburban right now. So if you were on the Nobody's page, you can check that out. I'm looking at it right now. So Austin is literally rolling in that right now. What else is going on the Nobody's page? Some more toys. It's awesome to see you guys participating on there. Oh, Tractor Mike put up a reel on his tractors. If you've not seen Tractor Mike's tractor reel on the Nobody's page, you got to check that out. And that is a portion of them. But that's all completely legit. Just the way it's pictured there. Perry from Connecticut, are you new with us, Perry? I don't remember you being on either. So welcome to all you new guys. And we lost Facebook once again. Holy cow. 3 minutes that time. Randy from California made it. Great to see some new names popping up on here. Glad you guys are stopping by and checking out what's going on. We have a pretty good time on here and hope you enjoy hanging out with us. I am going to try to reset Facebook one more time for these guys and see if it'll work, because we do have some guys that like it. But let's see. All right, I'm trying Facebook one more time. Andy made it. The Rusty Okies here. All right, let's go ahead and get rolling here with the chat. We've checked out the Nobody's page, seen what's going on there. Okay, Scott came over. I just reset it for the third time, Scott. It's died twice for no apparent reason. Just so we'll see what happens. Grant's here, Straight Six fan. So anyway, I hope I caught everybody. I'm sure I probably missed a few. It got pretty busy there, especially with trying to get this Facebook stuff to work. But if it dies this time, I guess it's going to die. October auctions next week. Sounds good, Scott. Next week will be the end of the month. So if you have stuff hanging from October, please get with me so we can get figured out what you guys have hanging from October, so we can get that handled. Some other stuff that's been going on. Anybody ever heard of the Oil and Whiskey podcast? Any of you guys watch that? I've heard of it. I'm not extremely familiar with it. Curious if any of you guys have heard of the Oil and Whiskey podcast from the guys with the Roadster Shop up in Chicago. Sounds great, Pete. Appreciate that. Well, we're a minute and a half into Facebook. It hasn't died yet. So Grant, remember? Okay, Grant's heard of Oil and Whiskey podcast. Okay, I've seen it, but I'm not real familiar with it. I believe it will drop tomorrow. Do they drop on Monday, Grant? Is that when they post their current podcast? Actually, that's a good. There you go, Buick. Man, I hadn't thought about it. Actually, just having a whiskey doesn't sound like a terrible idea. So. But I think they drop on Mondays. Is that correct, Grant? Since you're obviously fairly familiar with it. Okay, he's not regular. Okay, I think they drop on Mondays. So the one that's going to drop tomorrow is actually, as a good buddy of mine on there, Mike Keller from Big Creek Restorations in Ellis, Kansas. They build some amazing stuff up there. So if you're not familiar with it, be sure to check out the Oil and Whiskey podcast. I think it drops tomorrow. Austin says no badges tonight. Well, we better get some up there for everybody else. So we better do that. Yep, Keller, that's right. So be sure to check that out. I'm looking forward to it. They have some absolutely amazing builds going on right now. Just some off-the-chart stuff. So excited to see some of that stuff come together. It's some really amazing stuff. So Grant heard him mentioning him, so they have been doing some chassis for some of his builds. So Glenn's here with us. That's all right, Glenn. We're just getting started. We've been fighting Facebook, so you didn't miss much. We've been dealing with Facebook and trying to get things rolling. So can't wait to see that. I hope some of you guys check it out. The Oil and Whiskey Podcast, I believe tomorrow. Check out my good buddy Mike Keller, Big Creek Restorations in Ellis, Kansas. Check out some of the stuff they've got going on. Just amazing, the stuff that they've created. So excited about that. Also, obviously, just around the corner, Meekum, Kansas City. Like we touched on last week, if you wanted to go and wanted to hang out with us, Pete has that information. If you're just going to be there one day or whatever, just holler at me. If you want to if you're just going to be there at the auction for a day or whatever, just holler at me, Tractor Mike, and I plan on being there for the duration. We'll be at the auction all 3 days. We're actually going to be there. We're going up on Tuesday. We've got some stuff going on. So Dad, Tractor Mike, myself, we'll all be up there early, and we will be there for the duration. Got a few things to do up there. I've got some parts to pick up from a buddy of mine I used to work with at Chrysler, and some other places we're going to try to hit before the auction starts on Thursday. So Tractor Mike and Dad and I are going to kind of make a week out of it, and we'll definitely be running into some of you guys while we're up there. So Tractor Mike, obviously ready to go. That's right. Although it's not for Mike, but stay tuned about Frank maybe coming up, the Frank car coming up at Meekum. Kevin's planning on being there for the duration. There's number one. Well, Facebook just hit a banner moment. It's lasted 5 minutes this time. That's right, Mike. Thanksgiving just around the corner this week. Hope everybody has a good one and doesn't eat too much. But looking forward to Kansas City. It's going to be a great time, and definitely hope to see some of you guys there. And we'll do some content from the auction. We'll check out some cool cars. We'll have a good time. And you never know, Tractor Mike has already stated the fact that he intends on buying something stupid. So I've seen him when he didn't plan on buying something stupid and seen what he bought that was stupid. So not quite sure what's going to happen when he goes in with a plan to buy something stupid, because the stupid stuff he bought when he didn't plan on buying something stupid was pretty stupid. So looking forward to that for sure. Joe's over here. So it says it's up at this point, Joe, but who knows? It's the third time I've set it up tonight and it's crashed every time. So, okay. Hopefully they got you figured out there, Brian. And let's keep on moving. Something we haven't done in a few weeks that I thought we would mix in. A lot of you guys like to hear, like to hear about books that I've been reading. So I thought we'd squeeze in another book tonight since I had a few minutes and didn't have a lot of stuff to talk about right out of the gate. So we're going to we'll catch a book real quick. This book, I was not pleased with the book. Mick's here with us. Well, glad you made it back. So Maggie's on with us on Facebook. So Facebook is kicking for the time being. Billy Bowman's here. So we're almost 7 minutes into this time. We'll see. So Facebook's on a roll. It's made it 7 minutes and hasn't crashed. So if it does crash on us again, we are on YouTube, but Facebook has crashed already twice tonight. But the book we're going to talk about real quick, a lot of times we talk about history and things like that, books that I've read. I know some of you guys are interested in it. Some of them probably don't care. But I know I've gotten some good feedback about adding books into there that I've read and enjoyed. So let's catch one of those real quick. I'm sure they'd run you through. I'm sure they'll take your money and run you through, Grant. But the book I want to talk about tonight actually was not that great of a book. The story is amazing, but I was not happy with this book. So I'm still looking for a really, really good story on this person. So maybe one of you guys have read it or have read a good book on this topic and can guide me in the right direction. When I ordered this one, I got really excited about it when I read the review, ordered it immediately, and then it wasn't that good of a book. And you guys are going to think I'm kind of nuts because I'm going to tell you what it is, and then we're going to talk about it for a minute. The book is titled The Only Woman in the Room, believe it or not. That's what the book is. The Only Woman in the Room. You're like, why are we talking about this book? This book, the story is extremely fascinating. And believe it or not, that book and that story has quite a bit to do with this type of stuff today. Yes, this lady was an amazing story. She was actually an actress. And in the 30s, in the early 30s, when she was very young, she married a guy who she actually was already acting, and she married a guy who was an arms dealer in Austria. So if you're an arms dealer in Europe in the 30s, who are probably your biggest customers? Yeah, this is some pretty interesting stuff. So she marries this guy who's an arms dealer, basically becomes imprisoned in his castle. That's right, Scott got it, boom, right out of the gate, Hedy Lamarr. Scott's on top of it. She marries this guy who's an arms dealer. He doesn't like her acting career, basically imprisons her in his castle. The people she's rubbing elbows with, obviously in the 30s, who's buying arms in Europe? Hitler, Mussolini, Goering. These guys were coming over for dinner. She saw the writing on the wall. The book was entitled The Only Woman in the Room because she was basically used as an ornament. But she paid attention. She heard what was coming. She knew what was coming. She could tell from these conversations the armament they were building. So she actually escaped. There's two different stories as to how she escaped. One was she dressed as a maid and snuck out. One was that she went to a party, took all of her jewelry with her, and then escaped. She escaped to England and then actually made her way to the United States as an actress. MGM hired her, moved her to the States. The crazy part about it is not only was she an actress, she was actually a scientist. And some of the stuff she developed in the early 40s, going into World War II, is some of the technology that we today use in Bluetooth and things like that. Now, obviously, it wasn't Bluetooth, but it was some of the technology that she helped develop that eventually turned into a lot of the technology that we use today. So that's why I'm obsessed with the story of Hedy Lamarr. She was considered the most beautiful woman in the world, but she was also very, very intelligent. That's right, exactly, Tim. It was for torpedoes. That's exactly right. Was for tracking torpedoes and guiding torpedoes. So, but yeah, very, very fascinating. So, like I said, I'm still looking for a good book. This one was twisted into more of a story instead of more facts, but absolutely amazing tale. So, if anybody has any really good suggestions on a really good Hedy Lamarr book, I'm all ears. If not, if you see one or have a chance to get one, a fascinating, fascinating story about what most people think was just a Hollywood starlet was actually an extremely intelligent scientist that helped develop technology that we still use today, 80 years later. So, hope you guys think that was interesting. Like I said, I get a lot of questions about the books that I like to read. That one I thought, like I said, not that book, but a great story. There's Leo. And and some of you guys are right along there with me. Scott got it right away. Tim B remembered some of the stories. So that's right, Scott. There you go. Very, very fascinating. Highly recommend reading that story. It's just well worth it because of the everything that intertwined, the acting, the Nazis, the buildup of arms in Europe in the 30s, leading up to World War II, her development of this technology. It was just crazy. Way, way more to that lady than most people would ever guess. So anyway, a little off topic, but a lot of you guys asked about what I'm reading, so I thought we'd throw some of that up there. There's an Auburn badge for you. So anyway, let's keep on moving. New inventory. I did not pick up any cars this week. I was extremely busy. Shipped a ton of stuff this week. But I did get some loads of parts. I did get a couple pickup loads of parts from a guy that I know. Got some pretty good stuff in that deal. Got some pretty cool hubcaps that are going to be coming up here in a couple of weeks. Yep. You guys still want to do a big auction night where we spend most of the night on the auction? There's been some talk about that. If you guys still want to do that, I was thinking maybe penciling that in for the 7th. Did I get some from Old Truck Guy? Apparently not, because I don't know. Somebody goes by Old Truck Guy or something. Lots of votes for the auction. Lots of votes. I already got some votes for the auction night. So I did get some caps that I kind of sat off to the side that I thought would be good for that in this load of parts. So there's 4 or 5 caps already in that stack ready for the big auction night. So I think we will pencil that in for the 7th. It probably won't be just solid auction, but we usually do 10, 12, 15 things. We'll do 20 or 30 that night. So we'll dedicate a decent chunk of the evening to auctions that night. Spend most of the night with you means a whole lot. Don't know anybody that goes by Old Truck Guy, Austin. So don't know for sure who that dude is. So I'll keep working on some of that stuff. I got a bunch of stuff to get through. And there again, like I said, I've got a bunch of stuff from September that didn't get paid for that'll get worked back in there, and still got some stuff hanging from October. Like we mentioned earlier, if you guys get with me, we'll get that straightened out. But the stuff that I don't hear back on, that stuff will be going back in as well for that night too. So maybe you may see some rerun stuff that night, but there's some pretty cool rerun stuff there too if it doesn't get paid for. So we'll get a good mixture worked up for that night and spend a good amount of time on the auction. Hello, can I help you? You want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here. Will you come over and then you take off? Come here. What? Come here. I thought she wanted to say hi, but apparently she doesn't. I'm not sure, Grant. What? What do you want? Well, come over here if you want to say hi. Yeah, I guess you're right. It is the 8th. You're right. Yeah. So it will be the 8th, Jim. You're correct. So yes, the 8th. Excuse me. So I was mistaken. I just looked at we got off on the wrong line on the calendar there on the computer. So we'll shoot for the 8th for doing that. Also went to our friends at Car Auction and Real Estate on Thursday and ended up with some stuff there. Didn't buy a ton that day, but I did get some cool stuff there. A few pieces of that are going to be coming into tonight. If we've got anybody that likes dirt track cars. Got any dirt track fans on here? If I want to start doing Saturday night too, you can be here. Doesn't matter to me. I'm always down here working on Saturday night anyway. I got out here at 12:30 this morning, so I'm sitting right here working anyway on Saturday night. Hudson Badge. Oh, her food bowl's getting empty. That's why she keeps wandering over here and meowing and then going back. Because she's like scraping I can see her nose scraping the corners of the food bowl. Alan likes dirt track, and some of the stuff actually comes from the Tulsa area, Alan. Matt's granddad had a 34 Ford, so yeah. So we'll see. We'll get into some of that stuff. So got a little bit at the auction this week, so didn't pick up any cars, but it wasn't a completely dry run week. Still ended up with some cool stuff. So, and a few things I'm going to keep for me too. We'll check those out on some upcoming Toy Tuesdays. All right. Holy cow, Facebook's still hanging in there 17 minutes now, and it hasn't crapped out. All right. I guess that brings us up to the promo model. We ready for a promo model tonight, guys? And this is a pretty good one. This was one that Dad actually grabbed first choice. So yeah, this dirt track stuff. Some of it's from Arizona, some of it's from Tulsa, some of it's from back east, from all over the country. So we'll I'll share it with you guys here in a little bit when we get to the auction stuff, and you guys tell me what you think. But tonight's promo, this is one that we went to the big Chevy promo auction. We've talked about a little bit. Been checking them out for the last several weeks. This one was one that Dad grabbed on our first choice. This was one of his personal favorites. So I think he grabbed this the first time we went up there. Once again, condition absolutely amazing. These things are just a knockout. That's why another guy that I knew that bought a bunch of them, I called him and bought everything he bought because the condition is just so good. And this one in Sierra Tan on this 1965 Impala Super Sport two-door hardtop. I haven't touched this. I didn't dust it. I didn't polish it. I didn't touch it. This is completely original, exactly as we bought it, straight off the shelf, out of the house of the Chevy. There goes the hearts. Sierra Tan is what it is. It's kind of a metallic, dark gold, I guess. Being a Super Sport, you can see in there, see this does have buckets, console, floor shift. Of course, all original tires and hubcaps. Still a river of hearts. The nose on this thing looks great. The tips of the bumpers aren't broke off. All original 6 taillights still in here. There's Brett out on the road tonight from Houston. Be Swede. Be Swede, are you new to us from Sweden? 55 Cadillac convertible. I got one of those in my garage, in my shed. So Be Sweet. I haven't seen you on there before. Welcome. Glad you're here. 55 Chevy wagon, or 54 Cadillac convertible. 36 Chevy in Sweden. Michael Glagola made it on Facebook. So this thing there again, the condition on these things are just amazing. Thing's almost 60 years old and it's plastic and it looks that good. You know, some of these get some scuffs and I'll take a little rubbing compound to them and polish them out. Fireball, Justin's here. I did not polish this. I did not wax it. I did not clean it. That's just how we got it. The 1965 Impala SS. It is a small block car. We can see the 327 on the fenders if you can make that out, but it does just have the 327 badge on it. But a great looking promo. Hadn't thought of that, Kyle. The best Chevy promo after this last batch that Dad and I just bought, that would be really tough to do. The 76 Ford Wrecker, I do still have it, Brian. It is sitting between the semi-trailers. So that's why you don't see it. Both my winch trucks are sitting between the semi-trailers. That old Ford and then the 1-ton Dodge are both sitting between the semi-trailers. So just, as far as the best Chevy promo and the best Ford promo, we ended up with, there were 84 promos at that auction. By the time with what we bought at the auction, then when I bought the other guy out, we ended up with 49 of the 84. And Michael said it actually looks like a real car almost. It's that good. It is that good, Michael. That's for sure. Number one invited guys from American Rod Shop over again. Awesome. Appreciate that. So there it is for tonight's promo. Lots of great comments about it. The 1965 Impala Super Sport two-door hardtop in Sierra Tan. You going to make it, Greg Hedy? You going to survive? Auburn badge. All right, let's check out some badges and emblems. Tonight we got 2 big badges and 2 really cool ones. First off, something for our Chevy truck fans. This thing's actually pretty big. What? What? She's sitting over there giving me the stink eye. Oh, I know, you're out of food. You'll survive. You're not going to waste away in the next hour and a half. This badge is 31 inches long, so it is a statement piece. You want to say hi now, or are you just complaining? Come here. Apparently, we're just complaining. We want to come over here and whine. Briggs made it. So this thing is 32 inches long. Can also be used as a dagger. Oh, perfect. Glad you got them. For our Chevy truck fans, the 1959 Chevy half-ton long bed 32 series. What? Come here. Do you want to say hi or not? Come here. Nope, you just want to complain. Okay. Front fender badge. Boom. Check this thing out. Just over 30 inches long. Ran right down the side of the front fender. Originally, the background behind these letters, behind the Chevy Apache, this would have been black. Behind the 32, this would have had a red background. Sam's here. So this is a big boy. When it's sitting on the side of the truck, you don't think about it, but it does run a good chunk of the length of the fender. Pete's at 40. So 31 inches and 3. This is an extra, Pete. I've got a couple of sets of these, but this is an extra. I could sell this one. We're not quite there because it's going to cost half that to ship the thing. But these are a statement piece. They are a stud mount. These bolted just right to the side of the fender, literally. This one has pretty decent chrome, but when you have if you have the backgrounds painted on these, they pop pretty nicely. Sell it. Big John wants to start the auction right now. We can sell it. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. As far as what it would take to ship this thing, it would have to be a few bucks more than that just to cover all that stuff. So, will it ship weapons like that in the mail? That's a good question, Bill, because this thing, look at the point on that. It's actually got a pretty sharp point on it. But now you could ship it. It is pop metal, so this is all cast in a one-piece pop metal. So we'll think about it. We'll see what we do when we get to the auction. The Nut Farm was put something out there, but I don't know if he fat fingered something or what. But there's the first piece, the 1959 Chevy Apache 32. The next piece we got tonight, and this one I'm not going to sell because this one I've got for me because it's cool. But we are going to stick with 1959. We're also going to give you a Hudson badge here in the middle of it. Put it on hot standby. That's the, yeah, that's true, Big Job. We could just throw shipping on it. And it's not, Glenn. That's what's cool about it. I've got a couple sets of these. I've got one set on eBay, but they're pretty pitted up. This is pretty nice. But this next piece, like I said, we're going to stick with 1959. This one, I don't think you're going to get me talked out of this one. Condition on this is beautiful. Few tiny pits, but they are minimal. Very, very unique piece. Great condition. And a really, really cool ornament. Sounds good, Justin? You guys ready for this one? The wingspan on this is about 15 inches by 6.5 tall. On this 1959 Buick trunk ornament. Look at this thing. Is this not amazing? Whoa, if I can hold on to it. All 59 Buicks, the Sabre, Invicta, and Electra utilize this on the trunk. Condition on this one, like I said, is great. Look at the chrome on this thing. These are inserts. I bought it at a swap meet, so they had it marked 59 Buick on it, which I already knew that when I bought it, but tape's still on it since I haven't done anything with it because I bought it to keep. It's pretty impressive. It's got the stag and the cross from the Buick sign here on these inserts. It is pop metal. One piece, with the exception of these two inserts, are, kind of pressed in here with little tabs. But it's an impressive piece, to say the least. Yeah, Mark's trying to buy this one. I have zero intentions of getting rid of. It's a very impressive piece. The knight's head up on it. Buick didn't really use this a lot. This was kind of a 59 only type deal. B Swede's dream car is a 58 Buick convertible. Those are pretty amazing cars. Did you catch the video on Dad's 58 Super 4-door hardtop B Swede we put up a couple weeks ago? You might enjoy that as well. Check that out on the channel on the 58 Super. It's a 4-door hardtop, but Dad's had it for years. So that's right, Jim. These did match the fins on the car. There's Martin made it tonight. This would be a massive belt buckle, Leo. This is a 15-inch wingspan. So, but it is a very impressive piece. This is all like a diamond sunk in here. The knight's head, like I said, this was an impressive piece. That's why I snagged it for me. So I told you we had some good ones tonight. I love that. How about story time? No Briggs 58 and 59 truck are different. If you want to see a 58 badge, I'll go grab one of those off the shelf too. The fenders are the same. The badges are different. But I do have a 58 badge right outside the door if you guys want to see the 58 badge, just for comparison. It's off of a big truck, but it's the same badge. So, yeah, that one I just ain't going to sell it. It's just that simple because I would regret it. Undead Automotive stopped by. Glad you made it. Glad you popped by for a bit. Perfect, Martin. Sounds good. You sell the Hudson badge? We got it right here, ready for you guys to take a drink. How about some story time? Doing a little more digging, I actually grabbed another scrapbook at Dad's house. We're nowhere near the other big scrapbook we've been working on, but I grabbed another one. This is really, really early stuff from when Dad was really getting started messing with old cars. Or at that time, they weren't even that old, the cars, really. But we're going to check out one tonight that had kind of an interesting story. And yes, we've got the whole packet on it, just like we've been doing. We've been having a lot of fun with this. You guys sure seem to enjoy it. And let's check out another car and get the quote-unquote rest of the story about this 1968 Pontiac Tempest station wagon. Yes, the 1968 Pontiac Tempest wagon. Right there. That's right, Leo. Time travel is pretty cool. We're going to go back to 1976 is where this story is going to start. There goes the hearts. Awesome. Hopefully you don't have too bad of a glare. These I'm trying to leave them in. The other scrapbook, I've had them in and out so many times that they're not staying in there anymore. So if we can leave them in, I'm going to try to leave them in. Two-tone, this was a dark green with a white roof. Big Job just saw one on Marketplace. Sweet. So let's find out what happened with this little 1968 Tempest station wagon. I'll give you an Auburn badge while you're thinking about it. So we've got all the paperwork right here, including the paperwork from the lawsuit. Yes, this one had a legal ending, believe it or not. That's exactly right, Pete. Kids would be embarrassed to be dropped off at school in the day. That's for sure. Okay, let's go back to November 29th, 1976. So literally almost 48 years to the day. Crazy. Almost 48 years ago. It'll be 48 years this week. On Friday, I guess. 48 years ago on Friday, Dad bought this car. From the Buick Olds Cadillac dealership he worked at. It was a trade-in. November 29th, 1976, a month before my sister was born. My sister wasn't even born yet. I was born, I was a year and a half, or no, I was 2. I just turned 2. I had literally just turned 2, and my sister was going to be born in a month. Yeah, exactly. Just let me off here, please. So, how much was this car in 1976? It was $142. Is what Dad paid for it. Nut Farm loves the Paul Harvey segments. Thanks, Nut Farm. You guys seem to be having a lot of fun with this. I know I am. A lot of this stuff, if I remember it, I barely remember it. So getting into this is a lot of fun. But here's actually the receipt from when Dad bought the car for $142. $5.50 for the state inspection and $4.26 in sales tax for a grand total of $151.76. That's right. That's what a tank of gas cost to fill a wagon today. So he bought the car November of 76. And let's get back to the work order on it, where he kept this work order list of what he did to him and see what he did to it. Repair exhaust, timing gear and chain. Everything back then got a timing gear and chain. How many miles were on this car when he bought it? Let's see. 94,000 miles, so it had a timing gear and chain. That's right. You always need Janet here holding the receipts. Good point, Kenny. Why hadn't she showed up yet, actually? Janet could, stand right here, right beside me. She could hold the receipts up, and I could point at them as we're talking. If you guys aren't sure about that, you'll have to go back to Nobody's page and check out the post. I think Big Job posted it a while back. So, all right. Tune-up. R&R brake hoses. R&R center link. Power steering seal. Windshield. Replace hubcaps. Replace power steering belt. Replace the taillight lens. Replace the tailgate switch. Repair interior. Repair lights. Wiper blades. Repair turn signal switch. Replace fuel hoses. Pack front wheel bearings. Change transmission fluid. Overhaul the carb. Repair the air conditioner. Serviced it. Safety inspection. And got it ready to sell. Had to put a speaker in it. And he had it ready to sell. So, sounds good, Dad. Hopefully you'll be back next Sunday. That's right, Big Job. So, let's check out some of the receipts for some of this work. And check on some of these parts prices at that time. One Gates belt, power steering belt, $4.25. And some of these don't have a description on them. It just says a part number. So some of these doesn't tell us much. But one thing I did notice, all these tickets, all old school, handwritten. And that's why there's not a lot of description on them. But that's the way they were back then. All right. So the car was all ready to sell. Taillight lens, ordered a new one from GM for $4.98. And after Dad got all of that work done, he doesn't have a date on when he finished that work. JCTT, yep, that's what all this stuff is. It's all handwritten. Every one of these tickets was handwritten pretty much. But after he got all that work done, as I was going through all this stuff, at the end it said used fender, used door. And there was a ticket in here from the salvage yard, 281, who's still out there just up the road from me, for a Tempest door in February. $45. I thought there was a ticket in here for the fender as well, but maybe not. So not only was there, after all this work done, obviously when Dad bought the car, there was no notes of body damage or any repair work. And when I got to the back of this packet, there were these notes from Nuss, Pringle, Kaufman, and Nuss for March of 77. Okay, are we on, guys? I just got a disconnect notice and then a reconnect notice. Tell me if we're still here, guys. Okay, we're here. Okay, perfect. That's true, Big John. Went down wrong. Well, I guess what happened, I had to call Dad. He had the car done, and we lived actually about 20 blocks right up the street, believe it or not. I'm on the south end of Great Bend. We actually lived on the same street on the north end of Great Bend. So literally about 20 blocks up the street, he'd parked the car, and the intersection was kind of busy. We'd park it out in front of the house with a for sale sign on it. Well, somebody went around a corner too fast and ran into the car, and it was a hit and run, but somebody saw him do it. So they caught him, and they had to sue him to get him to pay for the damage. Now, none of these, there's like 4 or 5 slips from the attorney. None of them actually say what the judgment was for, but the last one does say that they had paid $15 on the judgment entered against him. So obviously they won, but somebody seen him hit the car. So they obviously won the case, but his judgment, his first check was for $15 based on the judgment. He closes the check, and they will keep advised of further recovery. Do we screw him and how? Yep, that's true, Kenny. So a little bit of a checkered story to that little 68 Tempest station wagon. Now, the car, I don't know what happened to the car. However, I do know that throughout the years, I actually ended up with the front clip still. And believe it or not, this front bumper is still at the yard right now. That exact front bumper, still got it. It's still at the yard. The hood's actually out there too, but it's pretty wrinkled up. The fenders and stuff are gone, but I actually do still have that exact front bumper at the yard. So kind of an interesting one there. Plus, it's a station wagon, so never go wrong with a station wagon. But I'm glad you guys are enjoying these. I know I'm having fun with them. I think Dad's having fun with them. A lot of cool stuff in here. There's cars in here that I don't even remember. There's a car in here that Dad bought back and rebuilt again. Let's see this picture here when he bought it from December of 69. December of 69 is when he bought this car, and he still has the car, and he had the entire car. He sold it, found it again in Phoenix, had it shipped back. Our friends at Auto Artistry did an entire full build on that car. This picture's from December of 69, and this exact car is sitting in his shed right now with a complete full rebuild that was done by Auto Artistry about 20 years ago, probably 15 to 20 years ago. So there's a lot of cool stuff in here that we're going to get into. Stuff from before even my time. The car that I came home from the hospital in is in here. So, a lot of fun stuff. So Kevin, so this is one of Kevin's favorite parts as well. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I really am. It's pretty fun. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. Like I said, some of it even before my time. Let's talk about the raffle for a bit. Mike loves it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. It's a whole different world going through the old tickets. Oh, after it got crashed, a quart of paint, I did see this too, on the handwritten ticket from April of 77. A quart of Ditzler was $5.60. I don't have a ton of Pontiac wagons. I got a couple 54s. I got a couple of those 62s, a couple 62 Tempest wagons. I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't have a ton. Scott was told to come home from the hospital on a 54 International pickup. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dad never in a million years figured we'd be hanging out here on the computer with our friends from Sweden, even going through this stuff 48 years later. But you guys are having fun with it. I'm enjoying it, and I'm glad it's turned into a segment that everybody's been really pleased with. And that's right. And Leo puts it in a very good context. It's fun time travel, that's for sure. Let's put this back in the cars from 1977 file. And we'll do another one next week. Mike came home in a 40 Ford. That's probably the coolest thing I've heard so far. Yeah, and shoot, some of these tri-coats now are $2.50 a pint. Let's talk about the raffle. Who's in this week? Just a few new entries. Big Job, Dennis Chapman, and Randy with a Nut Farm. Next week, we're going to give this stuff away. No Everybody's a winner this week. 1, 2, and 3. First name out of the hat gets your choice. Second name gets second choice. The third name out will get the third set. But all 3 names coming out are going to get a set of Newell stock with original envelope in numerical order, license plates 56, 66, or 70 truck. Whatever your choice is for the first name out of the big Buick oil can. So I guess hey, we should do a bonus drawing, right? We haven't done a bonus drawing. We need to do that yet. So let's grab that other can real quick. Let's grab the can full of emblems. Final leg home for Austin. Pit stop filled up and back on the road in the Suburban. Be sure to check out Austin's dad's new. I think it's your dad's Suburban, right? Yeah. Oh, you stopped for pot. I read it as pit stop. I guess you did say pot stop. Let's yank another emblem out of here. Let's do a bonus drawing real quick for somebody. Emblems donated courtesy of one of our viewers out of the viewer box. I got one back here around the back of this one I want to grab. What is this? Duster. This is like a door panel badge. It's plastic. Would have went like on the inside door panel out of a Duster. Stud mount. Let's see who's going to get this one. Who do we got? Tony. Tony, the Pontiac guy, is going to get a Plymouth badge. As always, these don't ship by themselves. They will go with your next shipment. But let's get Tony's name on this one so I don't forget. And we'll set that off the side for Tony. Tony did have a 74 Duster, so it'll bring back a few memories. I do not do Cash App, Ronnie. The only thing I do electronic is PayPal, friends and family. Or check, money order, Western Union, anything like that. But the only thing I do on electronically is PayPal. Oh, almost forgot to put Tony's name back in. As always, these bonus drawings do not affect you for the main drawings. Let's get that right back in there. Auburn badge. And with that, I guess it's time. Anybody do want to do some auction stuff tonight? Or we're going to just sort of forget about it and wait for a couple weeks? Guys, we're about to that point in the segment, or this segment in the show, to do some auction stuff. Yeah. Okay, Pete. Calm down there, little buddy. Let me start rounding some things up. Oh, I'm all right. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I'm back. It almost locked up on me. Holy cow. Yes, it was almost a cramp cam. Let's see. Whew. Yeah, that was close. It started locking up. I go over there and I kneel down and go through these boxes. I've got most of it ready, but I kind of start shuffling, kind of get them in an order. And sometimes I get my leg in the wrong position, and woo, boy. So anyway, baling wire made it. I almost fell and couldn't get up, but it was close. Had to walk it off there for a second. I got up in time, but it started to lock up on me. Okay. Back to doing something here. Holy cow, that was close. Thanks, Kenny. What are you doing, Gray Kitty? All right, let's start doing some auction stuff here. Actually, I've got some stuff that I need to clean some stuff up too. So we may grab some random handfuls of stuff out of here that we need to clean up too. So as always, I'll show you a piece. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that car. We'll talk about any damage. We'll give you some dimensions. As we're talking about stuff, if it's a piece that you're interested in, go ahead and throw a bid out there so that I know we've got some interest in it. After we get done with the description, I will put it on a timer on my phone. It will go 2 minutes. I will tell you when 1 minute has passed. I will tell you when 1:30 has passed. When I tell you 1:30 has passed and we have 30 seconds left, it is time to be thinking about your maximum bid. Everybody has a delay. Some people it's 5 seconds. Some people it is 20 or 30 seconds. Obviously, it depends on your device, smartphone, smart TV, tablet, PC, as well as your internet provider. But everybody has a delay, so that's why I give you the 1:30 mark. When I see 2 minutes on my phone on the timer, I will announce the winner as I see it on my screen, whether it be YouTube or Facebook, as I will be watching both formats for bids. We do still have a few guys on Facebook, even though it kept crashing tonight. So that's true, Kenny. That's a good reason to have Janet here. So we'll start off. We've got some plates. We've got that dirt track stuff. I'm going to grab some random handfuls of emblems and stuff out of here, too. I need to clean some of this stuff up to get ready for the big auction in a couple of weeks. Plus, we've got some really cool stuff in here. But let's start off with kind of a small basic license plate. A while back, we did several of these new old stock Nebraska plates. They're probably 70s, 80s era. They're all in plastic, and they're all weird plates. I've got a few of those left. That box got slid under a bench, and I just found it a couple weeks ago, so we've got a few more of those to sell off. We'll start off with one of those. Actually, let's just do 2 of them because they're numerical. They're in sequence. So we'll start off with these. And they're tiny little plates. They're kind of cute little plates. They are in numerical order. I didn't realize that till I just looked, so we'll just sell them both together and we'll get rid of these 2. These are the last 2 of these small Nebraska plates. I've got about a half dozen regular size left. 30-day, dealer, tax exempt. They're all, like I said, they're all weird. But we'll start off with these tonight. Nebraska, I don't know if these were trailer, motorcycle, what they were. They don't say anything. 4X4963, 4X4964. You're going to get the pair brand new, still in the plastic. These are about 3 3/8 by 9. Kevin starting us off at 10. 3 3/8, 9 inches long. So they're a weird size. They're brand new. This one has some discoloration around the edge up here, but they are brand new and still in the wrapper, in numerical order. Just a cute little set of plates. Kevin starting us off at 10. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the timer. Mark, 15. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Mark at 15. Whoa, come back here. Too much stuff piled up. Coming up on the minute 30 mark. Briggs 18 as we hit the minute 30 mark, 30 seconds left. About ready to wind it up. Briggs at 18, Tony at 20. And that does it. Tony at 20. Mark had a 20, but it was too late. Tony at 20. How about a handful of stuff we're cleaning up? I grabbed a handful of toys out of here. Let's just do these. I got 4 little toys, some little Jeeps, a little truck. I'm just going to clean some of this stuff up, guys. Whatever you think is what it's going to bring. I think we looked at these Jeeps. Maybe one of these Jeeps. I don't know. We got another one of these little Buddy L's. So, 4 pieces, 4 little toys. This is a plastic Jeep. This is a Tootsie Jeep. Another Tootsie Jeep, a smaller version of it. And a Buddy L truck. Another one of these little Buddy L trucks. That doesn't sound like fun, Kevin. Like I said, this is some stuff that's been laying in the box for a while. We'll just sell all of it, one-shot deal, a whole handful of little toys. going here. 3 Jeeps and a little Buddy L. So what do you guys think? Trying to figure out how to hold on to this. Briggs starting us off at 5. You're getting all of them. We're just going to clean this stuff up out of the box. Make some room. Big job, 10. Make some room so we can get regrouped here for in a couple of weeks. The rear axle in this plastic Jeep is loose. It kind of hangs in there, but it's loose. But you're getting all of them. All 3 Jeeps and the little blue truck. Big job at 10. You can't see that Jeep. I don't know how to hold all this stuff. There we go. Nut Farm, 15. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Everything in my hands, Michael. The little Jeeps and the truck. One shot deal. We're just cleaning some stuff up out of the box. Coming up on the minute 30 mark. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Nut Farm at 15, getting ready to wind this one up. Big job, 18. And that does it. Big job at 18. Nut Farm had a 20 been in there, but it was real late. Oh, Michael, that one car did have some of those compressor brackets on it. I don't know if it had all of them, but I do have some of them. So if you get a minute, give me a shout this week. Hey, what are you doing? I don't think so. Gray Kitty's trying to get into the chips. Are you kidding me? Your food bowl's been empty for an hour, so now you're trying to tear into my barbecue chips. Oh, yeah, you're sitting. Now she's sitting here looking at me like, oh, I didn't do anything. I specifically saw you trying to bite the top off my bag of chips. Now she won't even look at me. Sell the Jeeps and put it on the Pioneer donations. Okay, so you just want the truck then. So does anybody want to bid on just the Jeeps and we'll send Big Job the truck? Let's see what else we got in here. We got a lot of stuff in here. Okay, sell the Jeeps for Pioneer Village. Okay, anybody interested in just the Jeeps? And let's put them back on a timer. We'll send Big Job the little truck, and we will resell the Jeeps. Nut Farm, 15. For Pioneer Village, let's get this thing started. She's still sitting by my chips, by the way. I got to keep an eye on her. Yes, you. Gray Kitty. You. I'm watching you. Trying to get into my chips. All right. Nut Farm of 15. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. I don't trust you, cat. I'm watching you. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. That's right, Kenny. We've got one dog at the house. We just had to put our other dog down about 2 or 3 weeks ago. We had to put one of our dogs down. So we've got one little one left at the house. Minute 30 gone. Randy at 15. And actually, Leo, they are Lay's. It is Lay's barbecue. That's what she's trying to get into. Yeah, it always sucks when that happens. It wasn't any fun. And he was a good dog, too. He was a really good dog. Coming on 2 minutes, we'll put him with Randy at 15, and that'll do it. Randy at 15 to Pioneer Village, and we'll send him these toy Jeeps. Yeah, mischievous. Mischievous is a good word for you. She won't look at me, but she ain't moved away from my bag of chips either. Okay. Haven't done a cap yet tonight. Let's get a cap mixed in here. Another one of these is a little bit different. I need to polish it a little bit. Oh. Got a few water spots on her. I want to make it shine. Yeah, she is probably waiting to knock the bag on the floor. Actually, she wasn't even worried about knocking on the floor. She just up on the counter and just started chomping and trying to rip the top off of it. Now, what's cool about doing these little caps is finding something that's a little bit different, Make people see them hanging in your man cave and they say, oh, what the heck's that off of? I've never seen that one before. That's what makes them cool, and that's what makes them interesting. And that's kind of what we've got here. This is an early 60s era stainless cap. Anybody seen that one? I see my webcams. I see my cameras right there. Barbecue chips equals catnip. Yeah. This is a stamped cap. You can see on the backside, this is all stamped in it. That's right, Matt. It is an Oldsmobile. Very decorative. I believe these inserts were probably red originally. These edges here were argent. Had these notches here. Nice looking cap. Great looking shine. Repaint this red. It would really make it pop, and none of your buddies are going to have any idea what the heck it is. It is about 10.5 inches in diameter. Few typical dings and scratches, but overall, pretty decent looking cap. So, where's our Oldsmobile guys at on tonight's cap? Tony at 10. And we are going. I did hit the timer. We are already started on the timer. Of course, we don't have any other Oldsmobile fans. It may just be Tony. We'll see. I see you've turned away from my chips. She's facing the other direction at least now. I don't know what the best way to show that off is. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. So bright, you got to kind of keep it back a little bit. You get it up there too close and it's, whoa. Tony at 10. Tony must be our only Oldsmobile fan out there. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Kevin, 15. Turn it so we can see the cat. I don't know if we can see the cat in it or not. Kevin at 15. We're getting ready to wrap this one up. We're coming out of the end. Tony, 16. Mark, 16. Kevin, 22. Kevin L, 20. I got Kevin at 22, and that does it. Kevin Brown at 22. You saw Janet. Where? Kevin L had a 25 in there too, just too late. All right. Dirt track guys. What I've got. Brett's bag on. I got 3 binders of these. 3 binders of old 8x10 black and white dirt track pictures. There are 9 in this bundle. These were all professional photographer pictures. They have stamps on them from who shot them. I don't know anything about it or anything about them. No, none of these are from Kansas, I don't think. Like I said, I'm just flipping through them. I've seen Tulsa, I've seen Phoenix, and I even seen some stuff from back east, like Virginia. So I don't think I don't know where they came from. Because there's stuff from all different areas in these binders. All I know is there's some cool stuff in them. There's some stuff I want for me, but a lot of these I'm going to sell to you guys if you guys want them. If nobody bids on them, then I guess we don't need to do them. But we've got 9 of them in this group. These are all 8x10. I think they're 8x10. That's about what they look like. Yes, these are all 8x10. Starting off with these dudes here, they're pedal cars and trophies. This one has some kids sleeping on all these boxes from Super Sports Racing. All those boxes say Super Sports Racing. I don't know who this dude is, but he's in the binder. He must have been a race car driver. These dudes with their trophies. These dudes with their trophies. These early sprint cars in action. This dude's powering on through the corner. Brett started us at 5. And the last one, George Armstrong, whoever that was. He's already loaded up and heading home. So, what do you guys think? Are these cool? Are they not cool? Brett's starting us at $5, so let's roll with them. We'll sell these. If they're just $5, we'll sell them. But you guys tell me what you think. If these things are cool, if we want to dig some more out, or if they're just trash, who knows? So you guys think they're cool? We got some more to dig out. There's some others. Most of it is pretty much all dirt car stuff. All 9 that we just looked at going on this one handful. Brett at $5, all we got on them. Nut Farm at 10. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Just about to the minute 30 mark. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left. Yeah, I don't know who they are, Big Job. I've got Nut Farm at 10. And that'll do it. We'll put these in Randy's pile. All right. Do choice. We may do that next time. I've got plenty more to do. Let's do a horn button. For our Mercury fans, I'm going to say this is early to mid 60s. Nice deep chrome button. This is pretty much all dirt car stuff in this stuff, Tony. Check this one out with the Mercury, man. There again, like almost 3-dimensional in that plastic encasement. Chrome metal housing, fairly deep on this one. I figure you'd be excited about that, Brett. 3 inches in diameter with the Mercury Man suspended almost in midair in the middle of this button. Does still have the clip on the back if somebody wanted to use it, but really cool piece for our Ford fans. Kevin L at 25. Good looking piece, nice bright chrome. It's not pitted, it's not cracked or chipped. Kevin L at 25. We need to get some license plates worked in here too, don't we? As we're ticking away, Kevin came out swinging on this piece. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Yep, who knows? This come out of those big boxes of horn buttons I bought at Lawrence Swap Meet this year. There's just a ton of cool ones in there. We've been doing a lot of them. Kenny getting thirsty? Let's slide that up there too then. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go, and a Hudson badge. Just about ready to wrap it up, and that will do it. Kevin L. just took care of that one right out of the gate. Sometimes that happens. You throw a good number out there, everybody knows you're serious, and it's over. Let's catch a pair of plates. From Kentucky, the 1981 farm plate in white with blue letters and the 1982 farm plate blue with white letters. Does have some paint loss up here on the white on the 81 plate. These are both stamped steel and painted plates. These are not printed. Actual stamped and painted metal plates, 1981 and 1982, selling together on the Kentucky farm plates. Oh, come back here. All right, let's get rolling on this pair. What do you want, Great Kitty? Come here. And here we go on the Kentucky plates. Tony at 10. What are you doing getting in the auction boxes? Henry at 15. Just past the 1 minute mark, just under a minute left to go. Hands are starting to cramp. And there's the minute 30 mark. 30 seconds left to go. Coming out of the wire, about ready to wrap it up. Henry at 15. Tony, 22. Big job, 18. I got 22 out of Tony. Briggs at 20, but Tony's 22 held. Good thing Tony added a few bucks to that one because he got it done. Okay. Let's do a couple grease caps, another cap, another plate, Then we'll kind of see where we're at. This is a pair of grease caps, but they're kind of rough. This is a set for our friends from the Overland Company. This one would have been great if somebody hadn't punched a hole right in the middle of it. I don't know why they did that, but somebody drilled a hole in the middle of this one. Going with it is another Overland. This one's a little bit smaller, a little bit earlier. We can see in the back where that's actually stamped in it. This one was as well until they punched a hole in it. This one had the hex around the big hex. This one had the hex kind of smaller around it. Both internal thread, aluminum caps. But since this one's damaged, we're going to sell you the pair. So you're getting a set of Overland grease caps. Dimensions on these. This one across the hex is about 3 inches. That's right, not far. This one across the hex is about 2, and then overall, it's about 2 5/8. So this is about 2 across the hex, 2 5/8 overall. This is 3 across the hex, across the wider, broader part on this one. That could be a good point, Tim. They may have tried to, make clearance for a grease zerk or something. That's right, Gavin. So maybe that's what you guys are on to. But we're going to sell them both to you. Let's get it on the timer. Let's get rolling. Tim B. Tim, Nut Farm 25. That would be a good one for a little small clock. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. It's 3 inches. You could put a small clock on that. They've already put the hole in it, so you're not hurting anything. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Nut Farm at 25. Great kitty. Meow. 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 Where'd you go? Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Nut Farm at 25 on the pair. What do you want? Come here. You want to say hi now? Getting ready to wrap it up. We're coming towards the end. And that'll do it. Nut Farm at 25. All right, I told you guys I got some cool caps. We're going to throw another one up that I just got this week. Then we've got some other ones that we're going to save for the big auction. But I thought we'd throw another one up yet tonight because I know you guys dig them. And I'm real curious to see what you think of this one because this is a really cool looking one. This is about a 55, 56, 57, somewhere in that vicinity. GMC. Check this baby out. Now, I'm sure this background should have been either red or probably red or blue. I don't know if this thing's all been repainted white. Can't really tell. Or, well, maybe it was kind of red. You can kind of almost see some red around here, the outside edge. Maybe there was some fading on that. Not sure. This cap does have some rust damage on it. Not really a good one to use, but a great display piece. Some more rust over here. Baling wire at 20. Backside is all intact. Just has some rust coming through on this outside perimeter. But to hang it on the wall for a display piece, I think it's got a great look to it. I believe it is half ton based on the size. About 10, just a hair under 10 inches. Overall outside diameter, just under 10 inches on this one. So, baling wire starting us at 20. Let's get this thing on the timer and get rolling. It does have a cool patina to it. You know, if you could fade like a little light red into here or something to make the GMC pop, I think it would look killer. A super killer wall hanger. I think it's original paint and the center is just faded, is what I'm guessing. I don't see like overspray, like recent overspray. I mean, that looks original. Nut Farm 22. Half or 3/4 fits wheels with the tabs, not the nubs. Nut Farm at 22, just past the 1 minute mark. Baling wire 25. Kevin L 27. There you go. That would do it. Big job. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Nut Farm at 30. Ticking away, coming out of the end. Nut Farm at 30. Pete, 37. And that does it. Pete snuck that 37 in there right at the end and got her done. Let's catch another plate. Going back 75 years in Kansas. This is another raw aluminum one. And it's kind of weird. I was going through some stuff on the shelf. I've actually got 49s in raw aluminum and 49s in white. I'm not really sure what the deal was there. I know 50 was raw aluminum, but this is a pretty decent looking plate considering it's 75 years old. This is raw aluminum, and look how clean it is. Black letters. The weird font. We've talked about this font a few times. They used it on a couple of these years in the late 40s. Standard size 6x12 plate. We can see it was installed here, but I don't think it ever left to sit out. Clay County, number 41. I don't even know where Clay County's at. But anyway, pretty decent looking plate considering it's 75 years old and bare aluminum with just painted letters. Actually, I just know. Look at the shape of the 2 on here. Where's my 2? And look at the 0, how they kind of chop the corners off of those. Kind of interesting. Tony at 10. Let's get this thing rolling and on the timer. Tony's kind of been on a roll tonight on license plates, so. Yep, that's true, Tony. Rolling away, heading up towards that minute mark. Tony at 10. Tony has been on plates tonight. He's already got a few for his collection. See if he's going to end up with this one as well. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Why are you standing by my chips again? Yeah, you. I will feed you when we get done. You can last that long. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Just about ready to wrap this one up. Tony at 10, going to sneak this one out of here. Tony at 22, he covered himself. He got nervous, and it's a good thing he did. He got it done, but they were in there ready to shoot. Tony at 22. They were in there taking shots. So it's a good thing he covered himself, but he got it done. We'll add that to Tony's plate pile at 22. All right, I just got a disconnection notice. Let me know what you guys are seeing. All right, let me know when if we're on, guys. I don't know what this disconnect notice means. Okay, says connected. Okay, you guys are here. Okay. I don't know why it did that, but we're good. I guess we're still alive. We'll take it. Better have a Hudson badge for that. Okay. What do we want to do next? You guys want to do this? You want to do the Apache? Yeah. Pete, 50. Guess that answers that question, doesn't it? Based on the size, Nut Farm is getting a video stall when that happens. Okay, so you might want to hit refresh and make sure we're up to speed. Okay, we'll put shipping on this just like Big Job suggested. 15, because this thing is huge. 31 inches, so we're talking a box that's almost 3 foot long. So $15 shipping unless you pick up. So if you pick up, it can go in your box, and we can shoot for that. I forgot. I just forgot, Kevin. The 15th, that should work. That should work, Kevin. We'll touch base between them then and now, but that should work. So, all right. $15 shipping. Nut Farm 75. Let's get this thing rolling. It's not perfect, but like we looked at earlier, the chrome on this thing is pretty darn decent. Repaint the red, repaint the black. This thing would be amazing. Nut Farm at 75, 15 shipping. Unless you pick up, then I can put it in your box. You can pick it up whenever. How do we get it in screen? It's too big. I'm like on Forged in Fire. It's the strength test. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Nut Farm at 75. No chips, no breaks. Pretty good chrome considering its age. It will kill. That's right. We sold the 58 badge on here several months ago, and Zach got it, Whiskey Business. And when he paid for it, he put however much it was. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Michael at 78 on Facebook for the Viking stabby thingy. I've got Michael at 78 on Facebook as we're coming down to the wire on this one. We're getting ready to wrap it up. I have trouble keeping it in the screen. It's too big. Michael at 78. $15 if I got to ship it. Few seconds left. Nut Farm 80. Pete 81. And that does it. Pete at 81. Holy cow. Hello from Spain. Nut Farm came back at 82. Pete at 81 is who we had at the end. Carl from North Dakota is here. Dr. Wheels from Spain is here. Glad you guys stopped by. Honking for Pete as Austin's going down the road. It got very interesting, Kenny. It's a cool piece, though, but we'll mark that one to Pete at 81. Okay, what do we want to do, guys? We want to do anything else, or we want to move on? Loving that spear. We're ready for the magazine, or you want to do another auction piece or two? Or maybe we should just go ahead and wrap up and save up a little bit going into working our way up to 2 weeks from now for the Christmas auction. Maybe we'll just call it for tonight, and we'll kind of start building up towards the Christmas auction type deal. I'll grab another. We'll get a batch of these emblems gathered up. We'll clean out a few more pieces next week. But that was a lot of fun, guys, especially the last piece. I'm glad we did that at the end. That was a lot of fun. We had it, and it was a good time. Yep, I think we'll just wait. We did 11 pieces tonight. Well, we did 10 because the Pioneer Village pieces. And then we'll do 10 or 11 next week. And then, because we want to save up for the, for 2 weeks from now. Maybe we can get Tractor Mike to hang around that night with us. We're ready to get into the magazine? Are you home yet, Austin? On the final leg, so Austin is not back yet. How much further you got to go yet, Austin? Oh, and speaking of the magazine, we got classifieds tonight. There you go, Big Job. Sounds like a plan to me. 100 more miles to go. Holy cow. You got a lot of boogieing to do. The dispensary got him lost. Why you still sitting by my chips? Why you still sitting by my chips? Watching you. Yeah. All right, let's get back to the magazine. We'll finish this one up tonight. Going back to 1955, July of 1955, to Hot Rod. Started on this a little bit last week, and we'll catch some more of it tonight, and then we'll catch some ads and the classifieds. Classifieds are always fun. Sounds good, Austin. Drive safe. So let's kind of pick up where we left off last week. With the family car. Yes, the going grocery wagon. Not exactly what you would expect for a grocery wagon, but that's what the title of the article is. On this cool little roadster, packing flathead power. Check this thing out. This magazine's getting pretty fragile, so I got to be real careful with it. That's what's so cool about this thing. Every page you turn is cool. This next one, it started when Jim Kida removed the hood ornament on his 52 Ford. 2 years later, he had gone the route just to be different. And really, I mean, you look at the roof line and it looks like a 52 Ford, but other than that, not much of it does. And you got to remember, this is the crazy part about it. This is a 52 Ford. This was literally done on a 3-year-old car. This is like taking a 2021 car and doing this today. Check this thing out. Obviously highly shaved. Buick style sweep spear moldings. Chrome caps. I'm going to say 54 Chevy grill. Bars with a couple of teeth. The back looks fairly stock, but it does have some sort of different taillight lenses in it. You know, when you look at this profile, you can see 52 to 54 Ford in the roof, but this car's been, fairly extensively modified, considering this is literally, this was July 55, so this article would have been, done in April, May of 54. This was essentially a 2-year-old car at that point. Brett is parked in Houston, 700-mile run today. Wow. How about another how-to article? These are always fun. We didn't have YouTube back in the day. You couldn't YouTube and find out how to do it. No, you had to get a how-to magazine out of an article. How to fill your deuce shell. Classic roadster component made even more attractive by capping off the old water spout. Yes, sounds great. Nut Farm, appreciate it. Filling in the top radiator hole cover on a 32 grill shell step by step in pictures. Now, this next article I thought was really cool. The author of the next article, a gentleman by the name of Wally Parks. Yes, the founder of the NHRA wrote this article. Remember, this is 1955. The NHRA was just founded in 1951. Quarter-mile acceleration trials have taken the country by storm. This season's activity schedule includes regional championship meets in all parts of the U.S., plus a national championship drag event as a grand finale. The safety safari running around the country, setting these events up. So this is really pretty cool. There's a lot of great pictures, and this is early NHRA stuff when they were really starting to take this thing out on the road. starting to go to different areas, putting on different events. The safety safari. Few hearts for these. There's some good pictures. Let's see. What did it say about the safety safari? It said something in here. Okay, this year, in the interest of developing better run drag strips throughout the country, and in an endeavor to aid in the acquisition of new strips in areas where they have been lacking, the NHRA sends its second annual drag safari on the road. Consisting of an experienced crew of drag specialists, the safari is a mobile unit that contains such essential gear as electronic timing equipment, public address system, portable power supply, communication systems, portable weighing scales, etc. In cooperation with local sponsoring organizations, they plan to present a series of 18 regional championship drag events during the course of their 4-month tour. And there's even more pictures on the next page, including the drag safari and their Plymouth station wagon. Takes a minute to take all these in, but it's really cool stuff. Yeah, it's neat. It really is. Stock car classes are becoming increasingly popular. In this instance, the 1955 Chevy and Amarillo entry dusted off the 1955 Buick Century from Dallas. And this is July of 55. These are brand new cars. Obviously, the Buick Packard nailhead power. The 55 sure has the first of the small block V8. The 265 more than likely running a power pack. And the crazy part about it, when we look at this stuff, obviously safety was like 38th in most of these. Ford engine dragster owned by Ray Phillips of Jacksonville, driven by Wally Sutton. Check this picture out right here. Look at the roll bar. Look at the guy's head. Full-blown, all-out dragster, and ran a 1206. Crazy to think about in today's age. Hemi-powered 33 Dodge Coupe. Check out this 33 Dodge Coupe. We can see the Hemi power in there. 1350s is what that car was running. So some pretty neat stuff in there. It's when you think of today's technology and look at these all-out drag cars running 12s and 13s, that was flying back then. And then you look at like that Hellcat that Dad just bought. I got a buddy that's got a Hellcat, said you can drive at this track, bolt slicks on it and run high 10s. Demons run in the 9s. And you literally can put street tires back on them and drive home with the air conditioning on. And these all-out, full-blown drag cars were running 12s. So that's exactly right. Big job. So that pretty much wraps it up for the articles. And we're getting towards the back of the magazine now. We've got some great ads. Andy Hillenberg. I don't know. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. I just flipped through them. I don't know for sure what is in most of those. Most of this stuff looks like it is no later than maybe early 80s. But most of this stuff is 60s and 70s stuff. So I don't know how old he is. But most of this stuff looks like late 60s through late 70s just from flipping through it. What are you doing, Gray Kitty? I will feed you in a little bit. You can quit tearing the plastic bag up. Hey, turning into a problem. Let's check out some of the ads. And then we'll get to classifieds. The first ad we want to check out, it took a second to even figure out what it was. Greatest ride development in automotive history. And it's literally just a picture of a chassis. From Packard, the new Packard torsion level ride. And what I really liked about this, remember, this is 55. From the Packard division of the Studebaker Packard Corporation. Some more ads for some more newfangled gadgetry in 1955. The Bendix electric fuel pump and Gentex safety belts. Now, over the years, we've seen tons of different types of spark plugs. Who remembers, like, I think there was like split fire plugs, like back in the 90s, multi-electrode. There's been tons of different ideas for a more efficient spark plug. But realistically, I mean, once it lights that fuel air mixture off, it's going to go. I mean, classic car guy. Well, those newfangled spark plugs and all those split fire and odd type electrode type designs we've seen over the years are nothing new, come to find out. No, they had them in 1955 as well. The lifetime spark plug, 17-point self-cleaning plug alone shows 8 horsepower gain and 7 mile per hour greater speed by using this type of electrode. So all that newfangled gadgetry that we've seen countless times over the years is nothing new. That's true, Big Red. Never too many electrodes. Let's see what our friends that we always have in these magazines from the 50s have on special this month from our friends at J.C. Whitney. Yes, we always check out the J.C. Whitney ads in all these magazines from the 50s. Let's catch a few of the specials they have on this month. This month in the J.C. Whitney ad. Chrome metallic tape. Yes, newest automobile chrome trim. A roll of chrome tape was $1.98. Custom grills for 49 to 51 Fords, $19.60. Venetian blinds. Yes, you could get Venetian blinds for your back window of your car, $3.69. Illuminated fender flaps. Yes, light up mud flaps were available in 1955. Let's see. Chrome plated dual exhaust kit. 1955 Fiesta prop type chrome plated wheel discs. Yes. For $33.50, you could get a set of Fiesta type spinner hubcaps. Kevin remembers using that tape. There's your Fiesta caps. 55 Ford grill ornaments. Now, 55 Chevy's brand new. Sounds good, Brett. Glad you had a safe run today. We'll see you next week. Get some sleep. After a 700-mile run, you probably need some rest. Winged grill ornament for a 55 Chevy. Always a ton of cool stuff in the J.C. Whitney ad. One more ad we're going to catch, then we're going to get into some classifieds, then we're going to wrap things up for this evening. Tony's enjoying it. I'm glad you guys are having fun with it. It's been some neat stuff in here, and we're still haven't got the classifieds yet. One more print ad I want to look at from Speed Gems. Division of Aero Auto Parts in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Dual split exhaust manifolds. $10.10 for Chevy to Dodge or Plymouth 37 to 48. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier, Brian. December 8th is when we're going to do her. Chevrolet 49 to 55, $14.10 for a split exhaust manifold from Speed Gems. Now let's work our way back to the classifieds. Now, only problem with the classifieds in this particular issue, 0 pictures. Absolutely no pictures. So I'm just going to read to some of the highlights to you. But here's kind of what we're looking at as far as classified ads. Holy cow, this thing is completely falling apart. So basically, this is all we've got, just text on these classifieds. So since this thing is just about to fall apart, I'm going to lay her flat so we don't do any more damage as we read through some of these super cool classifieds from almost 70 years ago. And yes, there are some crazy ones in here. Okay. Sell. 1930 Model A coupe body, some rust. $15. Yes, it's $15 for a 30 Model A coupe body. Yeah, that's exactly right, Kenny. That we could put that on about every ad in here, trust me. Sell Cherry 27T Roadster, stock fenders and running boards, channeled over a Model A frame, 3/4 race Ford V8, Dago axle, hydraulics. Now, then they say hydraulics. Obviously, we're not talking about hydraulics like we think of today where they make them bounce. That just meant they had juice brakes back then. So converted to juice brakes, 27 Ford T Roadster, V8 Ford, stock body, Model A frame, juice brakes. Best offer over $100. Yeah, he wish Elon would make a time machine, Drew. Sell 32 Ford Coach. Excellent body, engine, radiator, trans, rear end, and tires. High cam head. Drive anywhere. High cam head, so it probably still has the original 4-cylinder in it. So basically an original 32 Ford, $100. And actually, believe it or not, Throwing Sparks, a lot of these actually have an address. Don't even have a phone number. You have to like send them a postcard or mail them. Kenny just has to have sold in there, just keep hitting enter. Some of these don't have prices, so that's not as interesting. But sell Chrysler Firepower engine. Never been in a car. Manifold for a 4-barrel. Rear mount cross member and motor mounts. Complete except carbon distributor. Brand new Chrysler Hemi Firepower. Now, this being in July of 55, that could have been one of two engines if it was a Chrysler engine. It should have been a 331. Yeah, that's right. Is there any wiggle room in that? Is there any wiggle room in that $15? $395, but that was a new Hemi. But being this is a 55 magazine, they didn't go to a short bell housing until the 55 331. So more than likely, this is probably a 51 to 54 extended bell housing 331, but it was a brand new one. Oh, let's see what else do we have. Here's a complete twin H setup. Road trip to the address, yeah. Well, that 32 Ford was actually in Kansas, believe it or not. But a complete setup, twin H power for a Hudson, $75 for the whole deal. This one was even crazier. This is one of the crazier ones tonight. Sell 32 Ford 3-window coupe, the quintessential Deuce coupe. Immaculate inside and out, 16,000 original miles, 1 in a million. An untouched 16,000 mile mint original 32 Deuce coupe. Hudson, good point, Kenny. Right there. So anybody want to guess what a mint cherry 32 original Deuce coupe was worth in 55? It's just getting sold. It's getting sold every time. $150. Now they wanted a little bit more than that for this one, being cherry. No, not anywhere near $1,500. You would think $1,500 would sound ridiculously cheap. 75? No. $300. $300 for a cherry original 16,000 mile Deuce coupe. I mean, obviously we got to put it into perspective. It was a whole different time period, but $300 for a cherry, completely original, low mileage Deuce, 3-window Deuce. All right, what else we got? Another 32, two-door sedan, 46 Ford motor, Edmunds heads, 3/4 cam, stroked, juice brakes, column shift, headers. Okay? So we got a 32 two-door sedan, 46 Ford mill, so that would be a flathead, I'm sure. Stroked, cam, Edmunds heads, juice brakes, headers, and much more. Invested $600. Will sacrifice for $300. Like I said, we really got to put things into perspective here, guys. You got to bear with me. All this fine print, I got to kind of sort through them here, so it takes a second. Engines. That's right, Big Job. That's why everybody loved it when we were kids. Let's check out some engine prices. 53 DeSoto, which would have been a baby Hemi, $225. 52 Chrysler would have been an extended bell housing 331 Hemi, $225. Sounds great, Nut Farm. Glad you were here. Thanks. 54 Buicks, which would have been nail heads, $85 a piece. $51 CAD, $235. That'd have been a 331 Cadillac. Extended bell housing once again. 52 Chevy, which would have been a 6-cylinder, $35. Kind of puts things into perspective as far as engine prices. So $225 for pull-out Hemis. And we got a few more here on the next page before we wind things down. Sell Lincoln Continental 48 black hardtop. Body and interior perfect. V12 was rebuilt. Runs well. Wide white's in good shape. Now, this they wanted a little more money for, but you got to remember, this is a 7-year-old Lincoln. It was not that old of a car, and it was a luxury car. Best offer over $1,500. And I think that was about it. Let me check these last couple here. Oh, there was one here's a couple more interesting ones here. 33 Chrysler Imperial 4-door, 6-wheel sedan. So it sure had dual side mounts. Good original condition. 33 Imperial in good original condition. $150. It's a 20-year-old used car. Who cared? '53 Merc crank assembly with chopped flywheel and clutch. New pistons, rings, a whole balanced unit for a 53 Merc, $150. Which that was a ton of money in 53 for a rotating assembly, or in 55. But 53 Merc was the best flathead stuff you could get. If you couldn't afford to go overhead valve at that point, you had to step up and buy 53 Merc stuff for a flathead. So $150 for a balanced rotating assembly compared to the engine prices sounds a lot, and it was at that time. But that was the best of the best if you were still going to run flathead power. So that's what you had to work with. So anyway, that pretty much wraps it up. We'll check out the back cover. Winners at Work, Grant piston rings. Check out this dude torquing it down while he's smoking his pipe. Sounds like a pretty good deal. Big job. Sweet, guys. Appreciate it. I'm glad you guys liked it. I love doing the auto trade journals, but I like mixing them up a little bit. That wraps us up for the July 1955 Hot Rod. Cover price of 25 cents. Some super killer stuff in there. Glad you guys enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun doing these and looking back in time and putting ourselves back in that window. Well, there you come to say hi. Yes, you finally come to say hi. Are you mad now? The Merc, the 53 Merc was the strongest flathead they made. What? Let's turn around and say hi real quick. Come here. Here you go. You gonna say hi to everybody? Yes. Say hi. I'm Gray Kitty. Okay, I'm a Gray Kitty. I'm the Gray Kitty. I'm Gray Kitty. Say hi, Gray Kitty. Why are you staring away from everybody? Yes, everybody's looking at you. You saying hi to them? Yes. Say hi, because you're Gray Kitty. Gray Kitty! All right. What? What? So that was the thing with the Merc flathead. It was specifically the 53. The end of the line for them. That was the one everybody wanted. If you were going to really get crazy with a flathead, you wanted to do it with a 53 Merc flathead. That was the best one they made. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Big job. Sounds great, Kenny. Glad you were here. Yeah, she is. She's thinking about the chips. She said, probably saying, you need to come feed me. Sounds perfect, Kevin. I'll just put in, I've got to bring some other stuff up for people, so we'll shoot for that, Kevin. No problem at all. But anyway, that wraps up number 238. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for being part of this, making it what it is. Hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving this weekend. And everybody has a good time. All I know is we're going to my sister's and she lives in the country. So the only thing I worried about was making sure we had ammo because they got targets out there. So we set up targets out there. So everyone's like, what are you bringing? I said, I'm bringing ammo is what I'm bringing. That's what I had to go buy was ammo. So appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the Johnny Carson comments. That's awesome. It still shocks me that you think what we do here is of any sort of quality to even compare to some of the big names. But we do try to do a good job and have fun at it. There's Dan from Defiance snuck in there. Glad you were here tonight, Dan. But coming up this week, I actually think I'll be here on Tuesday, believe it or not. So we will jump on Tuesday night. We'll look at something cool. Haven't decided what yet. I'm not out of stuff to check out. So we'll do some cool memorabilia Tuesday night. We'll get some more content up for you this week. Supposed to get cold, but we're still supposed to have some like highs in the 40s. But we get some clear days. We'll get some more stuff shot for you. A lot of new inventory I want to get shot and share with you guys. So definitely got to get to work on that. Meekum coming up here just over a week away. And looking forward to that. And it's going to be a great time. Hopefully some of you guys, I know some of you guys are planning on making it. We'll see how many of you make it. But it's always a good time. We know Tractor Mike's going to be there and having a lot of fun. Thanks, Henry. Glad you were here tonight. And with that, we'll go ahead and put an exclamation point on episode number 238. How crazy is that? We've done this 238 times. It's insane. But you guys keep coming back. You keep supporting it, and I appreciate that. Put a wanted to hire Jan. There we go. We can do that. Has there been any other new posts on the Nobody's page? I don't know if Austin's posted anymore or not. We'll check real quick here. I'm logged in on the other computer, so. Nope, no other posts up there from Austin or anything. So with that, we'll go ahead and wind this one down. I appreciate everybody being here and making this what it is. We will see some of you Tuesday night for some Toy Tuesday. And remember, if you're not in on the license plates, we're giving them away next week, and we're going to announce the next raffle helped out next month by our friends at the Rangeline Antique Mall. I know a lot of you guys caught that video. He helped us out on some toys for next month's raffle, so that's going to be a lot of fun as well. With that, we'll give you one more Hudson badge. We'll give you one more Auburn badge as we send you off on your way this evening. Hope everybody has a great week. We'll see some of you Tuesday. We definitely hope to see you all right back here next Sunday night, same bat time, same bat station, for some more Sunday night live chat. And we're going to give all those license plates away. So thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate the support. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Sunday. Have a great week, everybody.